Awesome. Hello and welcome to day 2. Boom. And we're going to be talking about the quad shield. So hopefully you've done day 1. You did the basic shield, hopefully felt a little bit of an interaction of like, wow, I really didn't know all that stuff was going on in the non-physical, and you're starting to wake up to that. And that's one thing that this workplate is going to help with, is that it will kind of ramp up based on your tolerance, right? Because if it was a super powerful shield, you put it up, and then all of a sudden it's like, because you're just used to the way it was, and that all shuts down, that could be a little disturbing of like, whoa, I didn't notice that much. And then when the attacks come through, the shield comes down, and then all of a sudden you feel it all come back in again, and it could be very disorienting, as opposed to like, okay, you're used to, you've gotten this far without a shield, right? So it's not like you're in this dire needs, right? In a dire doom. So that's why we want it to kind of slowly come up, because then you can start, not get overwhelmed with like, wow, there's a lot more attacking me than I thought there was, right? But that's okay. You survived it all up until this point. You're good. Now you're going to start like claiming some extra energy, extra abilities, extra spiritual energy, because you're going to be blocking some of that of like, oh, okay. One, you're going to get awareness about it of like, oh, didn't know that was happening. Now I can start addressing it. But 2, you can give a little break, a little separation from it, to where it's like, okay, I got a little more energy. Whew. How I didn't know you might even know you were tired. And all of a sudden you're like, wow, I felt I got more energy. And you just did a shield. So it's like, okay, let's address some of it to what might be coming in or might be going out. So it's built to do that, to like kind of match where you're at, to not create like huge disturbances to where you like get shocked. Because then you get shocked, you don't want to use it, you're kind of weird. It's easier to just be like, oh, I'm just going to stay numb to it, because we got the attacks coming in, we're going to have a level of numbness to that. But when we start turning it off, we're going to start waking up. We're going to start having abilities. Things are going to start showing up, like us is going to start showing up, which means that we're going to feel it more. So we want that to kind of be a gradual process, to where it's not like a boom, I didn't know that was happening, numb me back out. We don't want that to happen. So don't worry, warp gate won't do that. So now we're going to do the quad warp gate, or the quad shield with the warp gate. And the quad shield is kind of like, it breaks down in like 4 different ways in which you'd be attacked. And the first is kind of like a physical, etheric level. Second is going to be more of an emotional level. Third is going to be like a mental. And then the fourth is like a spiritual level. And it's really not like, they're not like higher archeal levels of it, so to speak, but it's just ways in which you have a 4-level shield, right? And you're mentally kind of really going after somebody, you'll take down your mental shield, but you'll still have the other 3. So it still gives you some protection from the other stuff that's coming in, even though you took down your mental shield by, mentally really thinking some stuff on people, right? So it kind of helps in that way. Not to mention, it's just a stronger shield by having it broken down. Like it's a higher level of intensity on each level which can come in, versus the, oh my gosh, there's a tree coming down. That's pretty cool. Hopefully one not above me. Oh, this is getting good. So like I said, it's a higher level of shield, higher level of protection, because it splits across 4 different layers. So each one is like really intense focus, and then claps together. So quad level shield, very easy to activate. But first, we're gonna take a moment, just get relaxed, notice where we're at, just steady state. Doesn't matter what is going on right now, just notice where you're at. And I'm gonna say, quad shield, activate in my highest good. And then just notice what you notice. Notice what you feel like, okay, ooh, because sometimes it's the absence of something where you might feel like you're an opening behind you or in front of you, because that could have been like where you're matching the pressure of an energy coming in. It's like, and all of a sudden you go that way. It's like, whoa, I didn't, So that stuff, like I was just like, wow, I didn't notice that. Or like, oh, there was a pain that dissipated, or a new pain that came in of like, oh, I was getting hit, you numbed it out, but now you're feeling of like, whoa. Okay, and then you can address what this is, because that's like your eternal thing, but then you had something else that was kind of hitting on it, but that stopped. And you couldn't tell that was happening, because it's kind of like in the battle, like I just got to stop them from hitting on it. But once the shield went up and blocked it, then you could be like, oh, wow, okay, something for me to heal, something for me to work on. So quad level shield is still a lot more powerful. So now that you've played with the basic, and you can also do that with like, put up the basic one, basic shield activate, so you can drop the, say quad shield drop. In my highest good, boom, it'll come down, right? And then you can say basic shield activate in my highest good. And you can get a feeling of what that feels like, of like, okay, that came up. And then basic shield drop in my highest good. It goes down, right? And you might feel like, whoa, I'm feeling stuff. Then quad shield activate in my highest good. And then be like, and then feeling the nuances, the difference between the two. Like, so it's something you can play with, like play with the basic, play with the quad, and be like, whoa, I'm feeling something distinctly different, knowing that the quad shield is going to be more intense, and you just know that, okay, wow, basic was kind of buffering that in a kind of more gentle way, but the quad shield is like really like, boom, we're going to stop it, right? So that's just another way to play with that and just use your consciousness of like, wow, okay, really got blocked. And then notice, are you sending stuff out? Are you getting stuff coming in? Or like you see the cut of it, like, okay, maybe some stuff was coming in. And they're also gonna play the same way we did with the basic. You'd be like, okay, quad shield, you know, like what level you're at? Is it 100%, 80, 70, 60, 10? Oh, you know, quad shield activate. And my eyes good. Put it back up, right? And then notice, okay, what's going on? And it's not like this is new. I mean, this has been happening the whole time, like I said in the very beginning, of like, you just got this stuff's happening and it's all coming in, coming out. Your aura's doing stuff. And the more, like if you've done the aura bonus, the aura and chakras, you're going to get that more clear, right? And that's going to get more clear. And then it's going to help buffer a lot more too. But the shield's really good because it goes up and down really quickly. And it's also kind of like, it's not so much to take in the information with the aura and it kind of sticks around. It's like, okay, let me address it. It's more like, hey, give me a pause. Give me a break from what's going on. But then when you turn it on and off, and you actually take a moment to notice beforehand what happened, it allows you to proactively address, oh, there's probably something for me to work on there. So you can still use it for consciousness and work on, but also can give you a break. If there's something else you need to work on, you're just like, I think something's attacking me. Quad shield, activate my highest good. Boom, it gives you a break, but then you can move on and like do whatever consciousness work you're gonna do. And even if it's just, I just need to get to work, quad shield, activate my highest good. But no, you don't wanna just always be shielding. You know, just quad shield, quad shield, quad shield, quad shield, quad shield, you know, and not address what's attacking it, because it's kind of like that same thing in the analogy beginner, like just hide them, hide the shield while they're shooting at you. It's like, well, then take out the thing that's shooting at you, you know, address that. Because then it just allows, like, I mean, because shield's going to do so much, right? But you're going to have other stuff coming at you, and like maybe it's blocking, you know, 90%, but what about the 10% that's coming through? When you start working on that 90, because that's what's up the most, it allows to take on more other stuff. So don't just do necessarily, well, you can just get the break of like, hey, quad shield up in my highest good, or activate quad shield in my highest good, and you just do that every day, because it's just going to allow you to wake up more throughout the day. You're going to end up increasing consciousness anyway, because it's so awesome. So you could just do that, but you can also, you got such a tool now to actually take a moment to feel where you're at, put the quad shield up and notice the difference and being like, whoa. Not to mention, it's more likely you're going to start using the quad shield more consistently, because you notice that there's a positive effect from doing that, of like, whoa, it's doing something. So you might be more consistent of like, oh, quad shield up, my high's good. Otherwise you just forget, and then, you know, shield's gone all the way down, it's all happening, and it's just as less of you showing up because you're battling all that's coming in, versus the quad shield up in my highest good. Now there's more of you here for you to, you know, direct to your dreams, to your goals, to your best life ever. So play with that. There's a lot to it. Tomorrow we'll go into another level of shield. And until we talk again, have a blessed day or a blessed night.